Hello student, today we'll see how to create radio button choice and list in AWT. Checkbox group class. Checkbox group class is used to create a radio button in AWT. There is no special control for creating radio button in AWT. We can select only one button at a time. To create a radio button, we can use fourth and fifth constructor of checkbox. There are two constructors, checkbox, string str, boolean on, and checkbox group cbg. String str means here I have written m means we need to specify here in double quotation. Boolean on true means if the button is initially activated means indicated that we have written over here true, and false means it is deactivated. And checkbox group object, we need this object because radio button works in a group and only one radio button is selected at a time. Once you click on this button will be deactivated. Same second constructor is also same, only the order is changed here. You can use any one of the constructor. Methods of checkbox group class. Checkbox get selected checkbox. It is used to determine which checkbox in a group is currently selected. Void set selected checkbox. It is used to set the checkbox and which indicates that which checkbox to be selected. We'll see the program how to create radio button in AWT. I have created here class radio to 1. Extends applet means we are inheriting the properties from applet class. Inside init method create checkbox group object. Checkbox group object is suppose cbg cg checkbox group new checkbox group. Every object created in Java by using new operator. Checkbox group object is used to create a radio button. Then we need to use the checkbox constructor to create a radio button here. C1 equal to new checkbox suppose male. First radio button is male and write here true, and second radio button is for female. I am adding F. Then write here female and write here false. See, false means it will create checkbox here. Then add, once you create the object, we need to add that object. Add C1 and add C2 and close init method here. Close init method. Every statement in Java is terminated by semicolon. Then in applet code, we need to write the same name here, the radio to 1. And width I have specified, this is the window size, applet window size, width is 200 and height is 200, and close applet tag. Save this file with the save this file with class name radio21 dot java. Means save this file inside bin. Once you save the file, then compile this file. First copy the path, write command java file name file name is radio21.java. Then for running the code, we need applet command. One error is there, C1 is already defined, means we need to change the object here. Then write here the C2. Then again compile. If any changes is there in the file, every time we need to compile that file and then run by using applet command. applet viewer. I got these two checkboxes because I have not added CBG object to checkbox constructor. To get a radio button, we need to modify this code. Here we need to add this object CG, comma, okay. Then again save this file and run. Go to command prompt, Control C, then compile this again and run this by using applet viewer command. I got two radio button here. This button is activated means I have written over here true. That's why that button is initially activated, and false means deactivated. This button is female button is deactivated. Radio button, we can select only one radio button in a group. Once you click on F here, female button, male button is deactivated. We will see how to create separate HTML file and separate Java file and how to link both the files. Here I have removed the applet tag. In previous program, we have added applet tag in Java file only. But there is another method. We can create separate HTML file and we can link both the file, Java file as well as HTML file. Then I have created here one more HTML file. See, in this program, only I have written over here name applet tag added here and written name radio underscore button. Through this name only, we can link both the file HTML file and Java file. This name here, this name and this name should be same. And while running the program, we need to write command applet viewer file name.html. Which file name? This radio1.html. You can give here any name. Only this name should match this Java file name, and with this code, applet code I have written over here at radio underscore button. This should be same. Then we'll see how to run the program. Go here and write Java file name is radio underscore button dot java. Compile this file by using this command. Once file is compiled successfully, then write applet viewer our HTML file name is radio1.html. Then enter. Then I got this output. Next component is choice component. Choice class is used to create pop-up list of items. We can select only one entries from the choice. I have created here list of entries. I have added different operating system here. Windows XP, Windows NT, Windows 2000. And there is only one constructor of choice class, choice C1 and new choice. In this way, we can create choice class object. We have seen this type of example in registration forms also. Then there is a list of colleges, list of countries. The same component we can use that case to create the list. Methods of choice class. There are different methods of choice class. Void add method. We need to add here the title entries in the list. Then suppose if you are adding add Windows XP, that name will be reflected in a list. String get selected item. This method is used to return the name of the item. Int get selected index. It returns the index of the item. And index always starts from 0. Choice class method. Again continue. Int get item count. This method is used to return the number of entries in the list. Select int index or void select string name. Select int index means here suppose we need to write index here, it will highlight that name. And select string name here, we need to specify the name, but here this name, whichever name you are writing here, that should match with the name in the list. String get item int index. This method is used to obtain the name associated with the index specified here. We'll see the program using choice class. Program to create drop-down list using choice component. I have already added here two packages AWT and applet. And I have created here class choice 1 2. Inside init method, create object of choice class choice C1 new choice new choice. Then add number of entries in list by using object C1. C1 dot add Windows XP. I am adding here operating system Windows XP. Then add C1 dot add Windows NT oblique NT. Then again add one more operating system. Suppose Unix. Add Unix operating system here. Then add C1. Add C1 means your list is added into applet window. Close this init method here and class here. Then applet code, we need to write here applet code in every program. Here write this name, same name will be reflected here. Choice 1 2 1 2 and then suppose if you are not writing here applet tag, then we need to create separate HTML file. Then we need to join both these files and save this file with a class name choice 1 2. Class name is choice 1 2 choice 1 2 dot java. Okay, then save this. This file is already existing. No, then write here choice 1 2 3 suppose 3.java and change also here 1 2 3 because we have changed the file name. Here also 1 2 3. This choice 1 2 3 same name will be reflected here. Then again save this file and run this file. Then write command here java file name choice 123 dot java. Then run this file using command applet viewer choice 123 dot java. I got this output. Once you click on this arrow, the drop down list will be shown here. Then we can in choice class, we can select only one entries at a time. Suppose once you click here Windows NT will be selected. Then suppose if you are clicking on Unix, then Unix will be selected. Then another component is list component. List and choice both are same. Only the difference is list class is also used to create a drop-down list. The difference is there are in list we can select multiple entries at a time. But in choice we can select only one entries at a time. There are three constructor of list class. Say list, this is default constructor. This is similar to the first constructor of the choice class. It is used to create the list control that allows only one item to be selected at a time. List int number of rows. We need to specify the number of rows here. That rows will be visible. And last constructor is list int number of rows boolean multiple selection. Here in this constructor we can visible the number of rows also, and if you are putting true here means multiple selection is there, we can select multiple entries from the list. And if you are writing false, then only one item from the list is selected. Program to create drop-down list using list component. I have already imported package here AWT and applet. Then write class name here list1. Next is applet. Then inside init method create object of list class. List L1 new list 1 comma 2 comma 2. Then add number of entries in a list by using L1 object L1 dot add Windows XP XP. Then again add L1 dot add Windows NT. I'm adding here operating system NT. Then again L1 dot add Unix. Then L1 dot add Linux. Linux operating system. Then finally add L1. Add L1. Okay. Then here write the same name list1. It is given to class list1 and save this file list1.java. .java. Then compile this file first. Go to command prompt and compile java list1 on .java and then run this file using applet viewer file name .java. I got this output and up and down arrow is here. Once you click here, the only two entries are only one entry is visible here and another entries are in the drop down list we will get here. Why? Because of I am given here one. One means only one entry it will be visible and true means multiple selection is there. Suppose in this output we can select Unix also. Then suppose if you want to select Linux also means more than multiple selection is there by keeping this as a true. Suppose if you are writing here 3 and true, then 3 entries will be visible and multiple selection is also there. Then save this file and run again, Control C. Then compile this file and run this file. See here, 3 entries are visible as per because I have given value 3, comma true, and 1 entry is there in the drop down list Linux, and multiple selection is also there. You can select multiple entries from the list. Suppose if you want to select this and this. In this program, I will show you how to use different method of list class. I have imported two packages here, java.awt and applet package, and declare class list123 4 and created two object of list class os is one of the object and browser. Inside init method, write os new list 2 comma true. List class will create a drop down list. 2 means number of entries will be visible, 2 means number of entries will be visible and this true means multiple selection is there. Suppose if you keep false here, then only one entries from the list will be selected. I have added here list of operating system, Windows XP, Windows NT and Unix operating system. Then I have created one more list here by using object browser. List 2 comma false. 2 means again two entries, initially two entries are visible and false means only one item from the list is selected. I have added three browsers, Netscape, Internet Explorer, Mozilla. Select browser.select one. Select method is used to highlight the entries at particular index. Suppose if we are writing here browser select one means these entries will be highlighted Internet Explorer. Suppose if you are writing two here, Mozilla will be highlighted initially. Then once you create the object of list class, there are two objects of list class, OS and browser. That object we need to add in applet window. Here added add OS and add browser. Then we are using different methods of list class here. For that we need pend method to display the result. Here I have declared variable string because get item method return type is string and the 2 indicates the specified index. This method is used to return the string associated with the index 2. As mentioned here at index 2, OS at index 2, this is 0th location, this is one location, and this is Unix is the second location. Means by using this method and with this statement, it will return Unix. Then second method I have called here get selected item. Get selected item will return the selected string from the list. Means suppose if you are selecting here one Windows XP, then this method will return the Windows XP. But in this case, we need to move the mouse pointer to the particular location and that string will be returned. Then int count equal to os.getItemCount method. This method return type is integer. That's why I have declared variable here integer. This method will return how many entries are there in the list. I have called this method on object OS. That's why it will return how many entries are there in the list connected to the OS object. There are how many entries are there? There are three entries: Windows XP, Windows NT, and Unix. Then here output will be 3. In this way, same methods we can use with the browser object also. Save this file. I have already saved this file, and the next procedure is to run the file. Then go to command prompt and write here Java file name list 1234.java. Then again run this program by using method applet viewer using command applet viewer. Then I got this output. Initially, why these two entries are visible here, Windows XP and Windows NT. I have added 3 entries in with OS object and 3 entries with the browser object, but they are showing only 2 here because of we have written in constructor 2 comma true and browser constructor 2 comma false. In this, we have one entry is once you click here, one entry is there in the drop down list. Okay, there are 3 entries total, and here also there are 3 entries. And why this portion, why this entry is highlighted here? Because we have written browser.select1. That's why string associated at index 1 is highlighted here. And this output from OS Unix. Why got this Unix here? Because the Unix is at second location and we have used method os.getItem in bracket 2. 2 means getItem method return will return the string associated with the index 2. That's why we got output here Unix. Then this get selected item is null initially because we have not selected any entries from the OS object. Then suppose if you are selecting Windows NT, you will get here Windows NT. Then number of entries are 3. Why 3 is because of there are 3 entries in the list. See here Windows XP, Windows NT, and Unix. Here we can select the multiple entries because OS we have created the object and we have returned 2 comma true. That's why multiple selection is there. In this way we can select the multiple entries. But in browser object we have written false. That's why only one entry is selected at a time. There is no multiple choice, multiple selection option because we have kept that parameter as a false. Then suppose if you want output here, get selected item, then select particular entries from the list. Then we got here output Windows NT.